Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. FNMC just filed an 8K about not relying on past financial statements, and there is a big accounting mess to unpack. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. It seems like NeuroOne Medical Technologies had some serious slip-ups in how they counted their money, and they have to go back and fix it. So what is going on here is that the company NeuroOne Medical Technologies Corporation, which you might know by its ticker NMTC, has announced that some of their financial reports from not too long ago are no good. Specifically, the financial statements they put out for the quarter that ended back on the 31st of March of 2026. In their filing from May 12th, 2026, these are the ones they are saying you should not trust anymore. The reason for this is pretty straightforward but important. The Audit Committee, which is like the watchdog group for the company's finances, got together with the company's managers and decided that there were accounting errors. These errors are related to how they recognized or counted their revenue, and because of this, any past reports, earnings announcements, or even investor presentations that talked about their financial results for the 31st of March quarter, now also need to be looked at with a lot of caution. Now, what kind of errors are we talking about? Well, it seems the company did not have good enough systems or internal controls to properly check certain purchase orders that customers changed. This is a pretty basic function for any business. Because of this faulty system, they ended up overstating their revenue, meaning they claimed to make more money than they actually did. They also overstated their accounts receivable, which is money owed to them by customers. For the 3 and 6 months ending the 31st of March 2026, they estimate revenue and accounts receivable were overstated by about $529,000. That is not pocket change for a company of this size. On top of that, their gross profit, which is the profit they make directly from selling their products before other expenses, was also overstated. They're saying it was overstated by about $296,000 for the same periods. This also means their operating loss and net loss were understated by the same amount, $296,000. So they looked like they were doing better financially than they actually were. And it gets a bit more complex. As of the 31st of March 2026, the company estimates that its total assets were overstated by $296,000, and inventory was understated by $233,000. Overstating assets means they claim to own more valuable things than they did, and understating inventory means they had more products sitting around not accounted for properly. It sounds like a bit of a mess in their accounting books. Fortunately, the company states these issues did not involve any intentional wrongdoing by management or employees, which is good to hear, but it still points to serious operational oversight. So what happens now? Because of these mistakes, the company says they will file an amendment to their previous report. This amendment will include restated or corrected financial statements. They will also need to revise their management's discussion and analysis, which is where they explain their financial condition and business results. They are aiming to get this done as soon as they reasonably can. The Audit Committee and management have also discussed these issues with their independent auditors, Baker Tilly Us LLP. This situation is a bit concerning, especially for a company in the medical technology space. When a company has to restate its financial results, it can shake investor confidence. It brings up questions about the reliability of their financial reporting and the effectiveness of their internal controls. Looking at the news, there was a headline on May 22nd from Stock Titan saying NeuroOne agreed to restate its 31st of March results, but maintained its guidance, which suggests they might be trying to contain the damage and signal that the underlying business performance hasn't changed. However, this kind of accounting issue, especially if it points to deeper systemic problems, can sometimes be a gateway to more significant financial troubles down the line. We've seen companies, particularly smaller ones, struggle to recover from reputational damage caused by accounting restatements. Now, the filing also includes a standard cautionary note about forward-looking statements. This is basically a disclaimer saying that anything in the report that talks about the future, like anticipated results or plans, might not actually happen. They use words like anticipate, estimate, and potential to signal these are not guarantees. They say they don't have to update these statements if things change, unless the law requires it, so they are telling investors not to put too much faith in what they predict for the future, which is probably a good idea given the current situation. Moving on, under item 7.01, the company announced that on May 22nd, they released a press release about their intention to restate these financial statements. This press release is included as an exhibit to this filing. They are also making it clear that this information and the press release won't be considered officially filed for the purposes of certain securities laws, meaning they are not taking on the same level of legal responsibility for it as they would for a standard filing. It is more of a public announcement. Finally, under item 9.01, they list the exhibits. The main show here is exhibit 99.1, which is that press release dated May 22nd, 2026. They also list exhibit 104, which is the cover page interactive data file, likely embedded in the document itself. So to wrap this up, NeuroOne Medical Technologies Corporation is facing a situation where they have to correct past financial reporting due to revenue recognition errors. This suggests possible weaknesses in their internal financial controls, while they are stating it was not intentional misconduct. It's a serious issue that can impact investor trust. We will need to watch how quickly and effectively they complete this restatement, and whether this impacts their business operations or future growth prospects. The market will likely be scrutinizing their next financial reports very closely. The filing is signed by David Rosa, who is the Chief Executive Officer on May 22nd, 2026. This means the top leadership is aware of and signing off on this significant correction. Alright, that is my take on this filing. What are your thoughts on NeuroOne's accounting issues and what this might mean for the company? Let me know in the comments if you found this breakdown helpful. Please hit that like button and subscribe for more. You can find the research tools I use linked in the description below. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded, and if you want to stay updated on corporate filings, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and join our Discord community linked in the description.